it is very, very important to start off with a clean face for this look, simply because there's so much glitter and there's so much mess. You're not even going to want to bother starting with foundation. I'm just going to start with eyes first. So the first step is going to be priming your eye. You can use whatever primer that you choose. I'm going to be using Studio Finish by MAC and the color is NW45. I'm just going to take any flat shader brush and just pop a little bit of that on my lid. And I already have a brow bone highlight color set, and that is NW40 concealer. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. Just make sure you smooth it out all the way. I'm going to work my way down on this look. So for our brow bone highlight, I'm going to be using a little bit of Bisque eyeshadow by MAC. And it looks like this. I'm going to take my 252 brush and very lightly pack that on. And blend it out. I like to start at the arch, pack it on, and then blend it out. I'm going to work my way down to the crease. I'm going to use Texture Eyeshadow by MAC. As you can see, it's time for a new one. And if you don't have Texture, you can use Saddle. They're almost the same color, very, very similar. You can use either or. But I'm going to take that color and my 224 brush and blend that out. You're gonna have to come back later on and blend out that color again, but don't worry about that. I'm going to set my base. You can use any black base that you have. I'm gonna be using Blacktrack Fluidline by MAC. Normally I also love to use the NYX Jumbo pencils, but I just don't have them on hand right now. So I'm just gonna work with my Fluidline for now. I'm gonna take a little bit and pop that all over the lid from inner to outer corner, and start off with a little bit and work your way up, especially because Fluidline is water resistant. It's either water resistant or waterproof, I don't remember. You don't want to blend up too high, because if you set that crease, if you set it too high, it's going to be very, very difficult to blend, and that's where you're going to get that messy look. You don't want that. So just pack a little bit of that on and take your finger around the edges and blend out the harsh lines. Just kind of pat it down, spread it out. And that's going to help pick up some of the color, eyeshadow color that we're going to be using later. And you can also put a little bit on your bottom lash line, just a little bit. Make sure you blend it out. For my outer corner color, I'm going to use Black Tide by MAC. Really, really pretty color. Love this color for New Year's. I'm going to take that in my 219 pencil brush, and I'm just going to lay that color. Just lay it down, really not blending it. I'm really not blending it out. I'm just placing the color there. Just pack it on first. And you can get a little bit on the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to take my 222 brush, or any blending brush you have. The 217 will also work, whatever is your preference. I'm going to get a little bit of that Black Tide on my brush and then blend it out. And keep blending, keep blending, keep blending. Windshield wipers and circles. And then you can also go back again with that 224 brush around the edges and clean it up. Be going back and forth between the Black Tide and the Texture, or whatever crease color you're using, just to keep those colors in check and keep them from over blending. And it's going to get a little messy down there. Don't worry about that because you can always clean it up later. It's not like you have any foundation or anything like that interfering with the makeup. So you can leave that. Okay, now for the fun part, I'm going to be using 2 MAC glitters. One is Reflex Glitter by MAC, and the other one is the 3D Silver. We're going to be using a combination of these two. Now, what are we using to pick up those glitters? I'm actually using Lash glue. And the only tricky part about this is you're going to want to use like a cheap brush to lay the lash glue down. Don't use anything. I mean, it's very easy to remove from the brushes, but sometimes it can be a little tricky. So just use any cheap brush that you don't really care for. And on the lid, and only your lid, just lay a little bit of that glue down. Just a little bit. And then spread it out. And this all has to be very quick. Keep your eye closed so that when you crease, it doesn't dry in the crease. I'm going to lay down some of that 3D Silver now. Just pick it up on your brush and pat. Just a caution, this will get messy, no matter how careful you are. Then on top of that, I'm going to lay down some of the Reflex Pearl Glitter, just so you get a mix of the two. And there you go. Now that we have the glitter place, I'm going to blend out some of the crease again. As you can see, this process is extremely messy, but like I said, that's okay. We can clean that up later. Just keep patting. I'm going to blend out with my crease colors again. Around the edges of the glitter, just sweep off some of the excess. I'm going to use Electra by MAC. Whatever silver eyeshadow you have will do also. Just take a little bit with your pencil brush on the inner corner and just place it. I'm going to line the inner corner of the lash line with Feline eye kohl. Along my bottom lash line, I'm going to add a little carbon, make it look a little smoky down there, and blend it out. I'm going to line my top lash line with a Maybelline eyeliner. And it kind of has like that black patent shine, but whatever you prefer to use, you can use. Final steps would be to add mascara and lashes, and I'm going to show you guys the finalized look.